Dear participants in this webinar on the topic Care-Centrality, Emotional Health of Young People in Educational Spaces. Since the beginning of our institute and of the Salesian Charism, we have always had a holistic understanding of education. Indeed, for us, the educational mission is realized through the triad of reason, religion, loving kindness. Pope Francis has shared this line of thought and, in his own way, exhorts us to educate the mind, the heart, and the hands. For us, all formal and non-formal educational spaces must take into account the totality of the human person. Integral education aims at the complete development of the person in all its aspects: intellectual, emotional, spiritual, and physical, going beyond the mere transmission of knowledge and information. It focuses on the formation of free and responsible individuals, capable of living in harmony with themselves, with others, and with the environment, promoting values such as human dignity, justice, and solidarity. In the very words of Don Bosco, we want to educate good Christians and honest citizens. Today's webinar focuses on the importance of emotional health, indeed a very pressing and urgent issue in our times. We thank the tireless and ever enthusiastic Mr. Hervé Lecomte, Secretary General of the OIEC, International Office of Catholic Education, who will present to us his reflections on this topic. The OIEC, especially during this time under the leadership of Mr. Hervé, has always sought to listen and engage in dialogue with various Catholic educational institutions, with individuals and other organizations, especially young people, in order to create a true global compact on education. Thank you, sir, Mr. Hervé. We welcome you to this webinar and we eagerly await your words.
As Sister Whitmary has mentioned, and we have heard also in the message of Sister Renita, it is my rare privilege to introduce to you Mr. Heve, who has been our collaborator, not only with us, but with other Catholic education institutions. Mr. Heve, since 2021, is responsible for OIEC and of the Planet Fraternity Project. She's the Secretary General of Grace also, which is the Catholic education of NOMAD. She's also the Secretary General of the same CAC of the Catholic education of Rouen. From 2012 also, she was the Diocesan Director of the Catholic education of the Diocese of Havre as well. From 2005, she was the head of the Providence School Group. And 2005, in the same year, she was the professor of mathematics, coming from a strong mathematical background in which he has a doctorate. From 2019, he has been serving on many training courses which are taken in the context of his duties as the Diocesan Director of Trainings. And he has undertaken many trainings and formations within the Catholic institutions and beyond. And for this, we are so much privileged to have him to present to us the topic, which has already been introduced by...
Thanks a lot, Sister Chanda. Good morning, everybody. It's a very great pleasure to be with you. My name is Hervé Lecomte. I am the General Secretary of Catholic Education. So sorry for my English. I will try to do my best, but it's not my best language. I prefer talking in French or in Spanish, but I will do my best for you. Thanks a lot to take theme of emotional health of youth in the school. It's very, very important at this moment of the world. So thanks a lot to take this time. I have sent in the chat two things. The first thing is about the Day of the International Catholic Education. I have put in the chat some things that we have right. And the second thing is my presentation that I'm going to do today. Okay, so it is already in the chat. So I share my screen and you tell me if it's okay.
Yes.
Can you see the first one?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. What is, first of all, what is OEIC? International Office for Catholic Education was founded in 1952 and it's recognized by the Holy See. I worked with the Dicastery for Culture and Education with the Prefect Tolentino, and we are in 110 countries for 68 million of students and their family. It's very, very important. It's very big, and it shows that we can do many, many things. And when we want to change something, we can do together. Our mission, servir Catholic education and promoting a comprehensive, inclusive, and fraternal education. Represent Catholic school before major international body. I think to United Nations, UNESCO, Council of Europe. Promoting freedom of education and educational quality. Supporting the most vulnerable community. Maybe I'm going to do this better for you. Foster intercultural and interreligious dialogue and giving young people an educator a global voice. Our priority for this time, prioritizing young people. We are create a World Youth Council. We have different projects as Planet Fraternity Project, Mediterranean Peace Relay Project, supporting vulnerable educational communities, building a global educational community based on fraternity, co-construct education for 2030 in the service of humanity, and inspire and implement the Global Compact on Education launched by Pope Francis. My work, there is three parts in my work. The first one, to work about the Global Education Pact. The second one is the OEIC and international representation, and it's a big work because I have to be in Geneva, in New York, to talk about the education, the Catholic education. And the last one, and I'm not going to talk about this one today, but just to share the functioning of OIEC to organize event, to do something with the member of the council, for example. You can see here something very, very important since the jubilee about the joy, integrity, unity, and love. The 4 points very important to build constellation of hope. And we can see that the Pope Leon XIV has added 3 points: cultivating inner life, generating a human digital, and building peace. We have to keep this in mind. It's very, very important to work with this slide. Okay, this is a slide of the light. We have to work with this. To begin, it seems to me very important to give the young people a voice. So I have created the CMG, the Council Mondial for the Young People. Or maybe if we can, there is sound. Yeah, thanks. Here you can see Shaira Ann. It's a CMG member. She comes from Philippines, and she say, as a young person, I have always found it difficult to manage my mental health due to various factors, such as stress and constant worry about the future. Constant exposure to the news and the cumulative impact of this issue has fueled my anxiety. This avalanche of urgent issues has affected my outlook in different ways. The constant feeling of uncertainty and worry has led me to question our actions, to wonder if we are doing the right thing to address these challenges and there is still hope for a better future. The more I deal of this persistent problem, the more powerless I feel. It's a very, very nice person, Shaira. She represents very well the other person. Second one is Raphael, is from Lebanon, and he came with me in Rome to see the Pope Leon XIV. And he said, Lebanon is known for going through exceptionally difficult times. Every morning, I woke up with a note in my stomach, wondering what new disaster was going to strike. It wasn't just fear, but an exhausting weariness at having to face an uncertain future. Anticipating the worst, especially when it affects loved ones, friends, or acquaintances, creates paralyzing anxiety. When bad news becomes routine, it ends up numbing you. Even so, deep down, the pain of each tragedy remains devastating. And it's important for me to begin with young people who are sharing with you in simplicity what they feel. Finding and challenges, a global challenge. One in three pupils is a victim of violence at school. UNESCO says that. UNESCO work on it so we can work with them. There is difficult sort of violence, physical violence, maybe fights, corporal punishment, destruction of property. It can be psychological violence, verbal aggression, emotional violence, social exclusions, constraints, and sexual violence, sexual remarks and jokes of a sexual nature, discrimination. The emotional health of young people is a major challenge for education. We have to keep it in mind, and it's very, very important. You can see in this slide, and you could, after this meeting, take time to watch it. You can see the percentage of students arrested, involved in a fight, or physically assaulted by region. It's enormous. You can see different representation by region. In all region, it's a problem. You can see here percentage of boys and girls affected by different forms of violence and bullying at school. It can be harassment between pupils. It can be cyberbullying in the form of message exchange between pupils. And on the right side, you can see percentage of pupils harassed because of their physical appearance, race, nationality, color, or religion. It's the reality. Impact on young people, impact on education. Children who are frequently bullied feel more excluded at school. You can see on this document what I want to say. Tendency to drop out of school at the end of secondary school. Feeling excluded at school or marginalized. At least 3 or 4 days of school absentees in the last 15 days. And you can see the percentage. And you can see at least anxiety before an exam, even if you can well prepare. So many anxiety, and you can see the percentage in this. The health consequences. School violence can cause physical harm. Bullying is linked to higher consumption of tobacco, alcohol, and cannabis. There is a correlation between bullying and earlier sexual activity. And bullying leads to a lower assessment of one's health and quality of life. The period, the time of adolescence, is a period of vulnerability. We have to keep this in mind. It's very important. It's a part of the life, very important. physical and cerebral transformation. It's a period of metamorphosis marked by puberty and brain that is still maturing. Changes that influence self-esteem, emotion, and behavior, but also open up opportunities for growth and engagement. Search for identity and meaning, and you can see this in your school, marked by the quest for autonomy and the construction of a personal identity. Between individualization and socialization, young people learn to manage their choice, explore their values and social roles, while developing relationships and benchmark to project themselves into the future. We are now, and we can see it with the technology in a world, in a changing society for different reasons. Technology opens up opportunity for expression, but also generates pressure and risk, need for media literacy education, and we work in OIEC about intelligential artificial, and we could share, we can say to Sister Ivan, to Sister Renita, we can send to you the different book we have done about the technology, because we have to be with them. We have to learn to them how to use it. It's very important. Authority and knowledge. Authority is now based on competence. Social benchmark are diversifying. And choice and individualism. Multitude of options. Loss of reference point. It's very important of dialogue and the development of personal ethic. In the world, we are in a world very, very complicated, a world in crisis, over an environmental and economic crisis. General eco anxiety affects the majority of young people. We are concerned about the future of the planet. Economic instability and inequality fuel stress and feeling of powerlessness. Crises are compounding, reinforcing psychological and social insecurity. Conflict zone and forces displacement, exposure to violence, trauma, anxiety, and depression, uprooting and loss of bearings exacerbate emotional disorder, and lack of schooling limits social development, but educational and cultural programs support resilience. Key to learning and fulfillment. Good mental health promotes academic engagement, success, and resilience. That's why we have to be here with them to improve the mental health. Conversely, poor mental health leads to failure, absenteeism, and dropping out. Investing in young people well-being means preparing the future of a generation. The International Development Goals that we name EIDG remind us that before we can change the world, we must grow internally, get to know ourselves better, manage our emotion, and cultivate our talents. That's why I show you this slide, because OIEC is working on it. We are creating a formation to help the educator, the responsible in the Catholic school, to change a personal and organizational conversion. We have to change. It's an obligation. We can't begin as we are doing, because the young people are not good in the emotional health. If we want to change the world, the outside, we must first change ourselves inside. 6 points, 5 points to change, and to be in the manner to think, to connect, to collaborate, and to act. And there is a methodology to do this with different dimensions, 5 that I have seen. The relationship to self, the thinking, cognitive skills, and there is many skills to improve this path and the development goals that you can see here. The role of schools and intervention, and it's our responsibility in the different school. And thanks a lot, very thanks a lot to do this for them. School directly influences mental health through its climate. Negative experience, anxiety, isolation. Positive experience, belonging, well-being. There is 3 levels of intervention. Universal, positive school climate, cooperative activities. Targeted, program for vulnerable pupils, and intensive, individualized, and specialist support. Since it's recognized that intervention aimed at the development of social and emotional skills are effective in improving mental health, universal action implemented in the school environment should primarily aim to develop this skill. You can see on this slide that can help to do something. It's an example of organization about emotional competencies, cognitive skills, and social competencies. And very important to take time to watch this slide after my intervention. There is an approach developed by Yale University with Mark Brackett's rules method to develop emotional intelligence, recognizing, understanding, labeling, expressing, regulating. This method, it's an example, there is other method, but this method improves the school environment, reduces anxiety, and promotes empathy and cooperation. I just want to share with you at this moment that there is different method in all over the world. Different person work on it. We have to use what experts have done. How I can say this problem in my school. How I can, as teacher in my school, take time about this problem. We have to see it. International guidelines for mental health in school. United Nations say, makes young people mental health a global priority, direct link to the Sustainable Development Goal 3 and 4, good health and quality education. In UNESCO, promoting a safe and inclusive school environment, social and emotional learning as a lever for equality and violence prevention. Pope Francis, Pope Francis said, education is an act of hope and a path to fraternity. It is in Global Compact on Education since 2019, 7 years ago. So we have to follow its idea. A call to care for the most vulnerable, integrating the emotional and relational dimension into education. Education is about all a matter of love and responsibility, which is passed on from generation to generation. Pope Leon XIV, follow Pope Francis, emphasizes the inner peace of young people as a condition for building a more just and fraternal society. Encourage Catholic school to become sanctuary of trust, where each student is supported in their vulnerabilities, so important. Invites educator to combine intellectual training, emotional balance, and spiritual growth. Please take time to read this part. So important to try to help him in his mission. In the OIEC guidelines, we talk about making children's voice heard, promote collaboration in the different countries between the educator sector and partners, promote collaboration across countries between the education sector and partners, promote the establishment of links with specific partners for students affected by violence, bullying, and mental health disorder. We have to work with the other person, with the specialist, with the expert. We can work only with Catholic. We have to work with all the people around the young people. Promote the creation of a safe and positive environment in school and classrooms. Or yet to encourage teams to empower and involve children in the policy to combat violence, bullying, and cyberbullying at school. And at the end, OIEC provides tools for implementing an educational project in school that promotes the well-being and safety of young people and the educational community. In my conclusion, we have to build a future of hope. It was the theme of the Jubilee last year. Education means caring for the whole person, mind, heart, body, and relationships. School should be a safe and caring refuge, a place where everyone can find confidence and hope. Together, please, together, let us build an open, fraternal, and forward-looking village of education. Thanks a lot. Here was my intervention. I wish my English was quite. I have done my best. And you can discover the book. This book we have do it in 3 languages: in French, in Spanish, and English. And you can find it with the QR code. And in this book, we have all this intervention and what we can do. There is experimentation of what happens in different countries. In my mind, it's not OIEC which say you have to do. No, it's not this point. But Pope Leon XIV, Pope Francis said, we have to protect. We have to protect the young people. We have to be with them. And I count on you. Thanks a lot for this time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Herbe. Your presentation was very precise, to the point, and very clear. Your English was also very good. So it is very understandable for us to listen to you. Now I open to the floor. Anyone who would like to ask questions or share your thoughts based on what you have just heard. Kindly put your questions on the chat.
And in the chat, I put a message about on the occasion of the International Day of Education 2026, dedicated by UNESCO to the essential roles of young people as a co-creator of education. And we choose to listen directly to the young voice. So you can find in this chat young people from the Philippines and Lebanon. It's Shaira, as we have seen, and Raphael Ganem. Share their vision of education as inclusive, human, resilient, and hope-giving. You can take time after the webinar to listen to them. It's very good testimonials.
Thank you, Mr. Herbe.
Most important,
Okay.
I need you. I need of each sister in our school. Thanks a lot for all the work you do in the school. It's so precious. We need your force to help the young people.
Mr. Herbe, there's a question in chat. What action are you taking as OIEC for these youngsters? How do you reach out in different parts of the world?
what action are you taking as if for this youngster? How do you reach out in different part of the world? I try to do this intervention in all over the world. I think there is two things very, very important for us: the emotional health of youth and the protection of the minor. So when I go, I do many travel in all over the world. I take time to talk about this point. So I see that humbly I contribute to 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 say for a teacher that it's important thing, and we can do something. When I listen, when I take time with young people, with Shaira, with Raphael, I think that OYEC contribute to hear the young people. What is the voice of young people at this time of the world? We are listening political in all over the world, that they are talking about Greenland, they are talking about many things, about petrol, about gas, about different things. But the young people don't want to hear this. They want that we work with them. They want an education. They want to be zen. They don't want anxiety. They want to talk about integral ecology. So we have to be clear in our mind to say to know. And my work, I think, is to say to the different person who work in education, please take time with each student in all the different schools. Take time with them. We have to see if there is anxiety. I can see in my screen different young people, and so I say hello to each one. We are here for you. There is no stress. We are here for you. There is adult in each school. You are in a very, very nice school. Each school of Don Bosco is secure, is safe, and each person who are in this school is going to work for you. So no stress. We are here and we are going to work together, and we are going to do many projects. So I am very pleased to see young people who are going to work about Planet Fraternity, about many other projects that the young people can discover fraternity, peace, different things very important for the development mind.